Hello everyone, it is Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Thank you for joining me in my little corner of the internet where I love to share all things planners, fountain pens, and fountain pen inks. And today, this is a new pen day coming all the way from Japan. And this is the first time I've ever ordered from this vendor. They are Good Pen Life on Instagram, and they basically allow anybody living anywhere in the world really to purchase Japanese exclusives. So it came beautifully wrapped and was shipped via FedEx to Canada. And I love this little paper that came with it. And then inside the package, we have the Dear Karina, which I've already opened. And in here came this cute little note from Yumiko, along with a beautiful little flower origami there, and then some wax seals, and I think some washi as well, and some stickers. Beautiful. I love it. So I'm going to put that to the side, and this is what we're looking at. Now, story behind this is that I tried a Platinum a couple years ago and found that the nib had way too much feedback, was way too stiff, was too fine for me, if I can even say that. And the size of the 3776 was just not for me. But in this recent year, I found myself gravitating towards those finer Japanese nibs, and I wanted to give this another try. But instead of choosing just one of the standard Platinum 3776 models, I decided to buy a special edition one. Why? Because this color really appealed to me. And I sold a few fountain pens to be able to fund this one. So here we go. Comes in this cardboard sleeve and then in a cardboard box, which, I mean, for the price of the pen, for what I paid for the pen, you'd think the box would be a little bit more luxurious, but cardboard is okay. And then we have here the pen. Oh my gosh, let's just look. So let's remove this from the box here and put the box to the side. And we have here the Hatsuyuki fountain pen. And this is a collaboration between Hachimonjiya and Platinum Century. And I think this was a re-release, actually. I don't know when the original release came out, but this is a really re-release. But let's just look at like the milky pink finials, the translucent, sparkly, milky white body with the rose gold trim. And then we have the milky finial there. And then you can see, because it is pen transparent, you can see kind of the push cap that Platinum has with all of their pens. You can see that it does come with a converter, and it doesn't bother me too much that you can see that. I mean, that's just part of the overall appeal of the transparent, translucent bodies. And this pen represents the beauty of the first snow and the way that your hands turn red when the snow falls on them. So this fountain pen really embodies the cold of winter, but also the warmth of happiness. And this has a 14 karat gold nib, but also a large converter that already comes with it as well. Just look at that. Now, this was not a very, well, this was an expensive pen, let's just say that. And it was a Japan exclusive that I purchased through a specific buyer, Good Pen Life on Instagram. And I guess just going back to the description of this pen, it's themed around the first snow of the year that falls in Yamagata from autumn to winter. And it embodies the beauty of the winter scenery as the first snowflakes fall. So the blush on your palm and the warm feeling of happiness that comes with the snowfall, in stark contrast to the cold. And the barrel is inspired by the sparkle of snow illuminated by light. And the nib is actually engraved with Orion, which represents a winter constellation. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and compare the size of the Platinum Century to other pens in my collection. So here we go, the Platinum Century Hatsuyuki, comparing it to the size of a Sailor Pro Gear. So this is the Hachimonjiya collaboration with Sailor. And then we've got my Pelican M800, the Twisby Eco, and the Esterbrook SD. And as you can see, the Platinum Century is not the smallest pen. It's actually, oh, sorry, in terms of length, probably pretty equal to the M800 and the Twisby Eco. But then in terms of width, it's probably closer in body width to the Eco, if not maybe slightly narrower. But then definitely slightly narrower than the Esterbrook SD. Let's go ahead and look at these pens uncapped. So there are all of the pens uncapped, and you can see that the Sailor Pro Gear is definitely the smallest compared to all of the other pens. Now the nib size on here, it is 14 karat nib, but it looks like it's just slightly smaller than a number 6 Yovo nib, but please correct me if I am wrong here, but it does look slightly smaller than a number 6 Yovo nib. And then in terms of the grip section, for me, the Esterbrook SD is the most comfortable, and you can see that from the Platinum Century, it is slightly narrower. Now, when it comes to where I place my fingers, the steps are actually not that sharp, and then, sorry, the threads are not that sharp, but then the step down from the body to the grip actually isn't that noticeable either. I think that's quite a good size in my hand. Now, I'm not going to post this because I'm so afraid of scratching this, but if you are a poster, it posts pretty securely, and it actually feels like it's good weighted across, evenly weighted, goodness, I couldn't come up with the word, evenly weighted across, even with the pen posted like that. Isn't that beautiful? Even when posted, it's a beautiful pen. And I think, and where this posts and where the band of the cap sits on my hand, right in that perlicue, it's not actually that uncomfortable. Normally, anything that sits in here, if it's got any type of texture, for me is uncomfortable and a little bit of an annoyance. But with the way that I'm holding the pen now, it's okay. It's not too bad. All right, let's go ahead and ink this up, or try to find an ink that will match, because I am not sure what I'm going to ink this up with. Okay, so I was looking at some of the inks that I have recently swatched, and I really like the way that Kitty Inkpot A Certain Soft Candy looks with this, but I also like the way that Kitty Inkpot Elegy of the Fallen looks with that, but I feel like it's so hard to try and match something to this. Now, I have done recently all of my brown inks. Ooh, Stonecutter Song would look so good with this. And I feel like Sailor Yurimaku Kutsuni Biore could also look really good because it's kind of got that pinky brown undertone. But if we go to, when did I do my pink inks? If we go to my pink inks, I feel like Rui Donka would be really good. Actually, any of these would be good. Kitten Paws would be lovely. Oh, that's so tough. Brunch Date, I feel like it's almost too coral. But Roy Donka or Le Bon Aphrodite could be good, or Sailor Ink Studio 273. Oh, hard to decide. Really, really hard to decide. I really like Kitten Paws with it, but I have used Kitten Paws recently. Purgatorio. Purgatorio with shimmer. How am I going to choose? And I know some of you are probably already trying to yell at me through the screen, and I apologize that I can't hear you. Aphrodite, Roy Donka. Aphrodite, Roy Donka. Because I know Roy Donka can be a little bit dry as well. Oh, tough. I might, after all of that, Stonecutter Song looks lovely in it, but I think I'm going to go with, oh, there goes my fake plant. Might go with Kitty Inkpot. Just which one? Which one? All right, so here I am in my Hobonichi A5 notebook where I keep track of all of my pens and inks that I have acquired and used. And this is a new pen day or a pen profile stamp from Everyday Explorers Co. from their new pen day collection. And I've linked it in the description below. And the ink pad that I use is Versa Magic. I purchased this off of Amazon and it's the Midnight Black. And it makes sure that I don't have any shadowing or bleed through with that stamp. So the brand of this pen, and I'm looking at my description here. Oh, hold on. I had it all up on my iPad perfectly and then it went away. All right, so the brand is Platinum and Hachimonjiya. And the model is Century. The nib, it is a 14 karat fine, and the color is Hatsuyuki. And the ink that I've decided to pair with it is Kitty Ink Pot. Elegy of the Fallen. Look at the way that that ink dries. Gorgeous. I'm going to try right with it posted, which I feel like is wrong, especially with such a lovely finish on this pen. I was not sure how I would feel about this pen, especially considering my experience with my previous Platinum 3776. But this nib is so smooth. Not as much feedback as I expected, and the fine line is so crisp. The 3776 is a tad small for my hand, but when I post it, it actually does feel good. I'm both very relieved, but also very happy about this. This was one of those purchases that I was really scared about and really unsure about, especially considering how much it did end up costing. I will be completely honest with the cost of this. I'm just looking this up now uh, on my Instagram here just to make sure that I quote the price correctly. Now, I know not all pens are going to be priced like this, but this one in particular, where is this? This was 53,000 yen, and that also included shipping as well. So 53,000 yen, convert that to American or Canadian as you wish. But I'm really happy with this. I was very scared of spending so much on a platinum, especially, but I was just so enamored with the finish that I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this another try. And I'm so glad that I did. That nib is beautiful, and I'm in love with it. Absolutely in love with this purchase. So thank you so much to Good Pen Life for acquiring this in Japan for me and letting me purchase such a beautiful pen. If you ever want to look at any Japanese exclusives, go visit Good Pen Life on Instagram, or just turn on notifications for their posts and see what they have available or what they can acquire for you. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and have yourselves a great day.